Hello students, in the first video of class 12 biology we had discussed about the first chapter, and under that particular chapter we had discussed about lifespan, reproduction, types of reproduction, characteristics of asexual reproduction, what is asexual reproduction and what is its characteristics. Today we are going to study about the modes of asexual reproduction. Before moving on, I would like to remind you, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. So there are various modes or means of asexual reproduction: fission, budding, external as well as the internal one, sporulation, fragmentation, etc. We will discuss them one by one. At first, it is the turn of fission. What exactly is fission? Breaking up of the parent body into two or more daughter individuals. What is it? It is the division of the parent body into two or more daughter cells or daughter individuals which are more or less identical to the parents, identical to the parent. It can occur by binary fission and it can occur by multiple fission also. So what happens in binary fission? What happens in binary fission? The parent body divides into two small identical daughter cells, and these daughter cells simultaneously grow into an adult. What happens in binary fission? The parent body gets divided into two small identical daughter cells, and each daughter cell simultaneously develops into an adult. What are the examples here? Amoeba, paramecium, etc. Mainly single-celled organisms. Mainly single-celled organisms are here. So binary fission mainly occurs in amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, etc. So let us have a look how binary fission takes place in amoeba. Here is the nucleus and these are the pseudopodia, that is the false feet. What happens? In the first stage, it withdraws its pseudopodia or false feet, which is quite prevalent here. Then the division of the nucleus starts. We find a constriction here, and the nucleus had moved to two different sites, and then there is the division of the cytoplasm. After the division of the nucleus, there is the division of the cytoplasm and the daughter cells. We find the daughter cells here. So one amoeba gets divided into two daughter cells, and both of them develop into an adult, and they are capable of carrying out all the life processes. So what did we find in amoeba in terms of binary fission? At first, it withdraws its pseudopodia or false feet. We have find the nucleus here, Then the division of nucleus takes place. Then we find a constriction over here. The nucleus had moved to two different here and here. Afterwards, the complete division takes place or occurs. Two daughter cells are formed. Each one has its own nucleus. So at first, the division of the nucleus takes place, then the division of the cytoplasm takes place, and in this way, the whole process gets completed. Have a look at the second figure. We find here cytoplasm and nucleus. So what happens in multiple fission? Multiple means many. Due to the division of the parent body, many small daughter cells are formed, and each of them, when they find the favorable condition, they grow into the breakthrough and grow into an adult. So what happens in multiple fission? The parent body divides into many small daughter cells, and each one simultaneously grows into an adult. What are the examples? Plasmodium, the malarial parasite, and amoeba also. When the conditions are favorable, it shows binary fission, but when the conditions are unfavorable, it develops a protective coat. Around itself. And what happens later when the conditions are favorable? All these spores come out, and each one develops into an adult. So amoeba also in under unfavorable conditions. When the conditions are not favorable for amoeba, it develops a coating. And when the situation is according to its liking, that particular coat gets breakdown, and simultaneously the daughter cells are released, and each of them develop into an adult. So that's multiple fission for you. What happens in budding? One or more unequal and small projections or outgrowth, you can say outgrowth also, are produced that remains attached to the parent cell at first, then simultaneously gets detached and further develops into a new organism. What happens in a budding? One or more unequal and small projection or outgrowth. It occurs. It may occur inside or it may occur outside the body of the parent organism, and that particular bud remains attached to the parent cell for some time, but afterwards it gets detached and develops into a new organism. So let us have a look at these pictures. That's budding in Hydra. And that's budding in yeast. Here we find the mouth, and these are the tentacles, and this is the bud or the outgrowth which occurs, and afterwards for some time it remains attached to the parent organism, but afterwards it gets detached from the parent body and develops, and this particular bud develops into a new organism. What happens in yeast? We find the nucleus, cytoplasm, etc. Here we find the division of we find a small constriction over here, and there is the division of the nucleus. There is the division of the nucleus, and we find the nucleus of the bud and nucleus of the parent body over here. Simultaneously, what happens? The bud almost gets detached here. Almost it's getting detached here from the parent body. And finally, what happens? It's almost gets detached, and that particular bud has everything which is required for it to carry all its functions. So here the nucleus divides. We find that there is the division of the nucleus, then it moves here, then we find that almost the division is complete with the division of nucleus and the cytoplasm, and in this way we find that the division is almost complete, and it has detached from the parent. It has almost detached itself from the parent body. So that was external budding. The bud has developed externally. The bud has developed externally. It's not an internal one. Now we will discuss about the internal budding. Now let us discuss about internal budding. How do the gamules develop in sponges, or how is gamule formed? Here it is the outer membrane, it is the inner membrane, it is the micropyle, or you can say the micropylar end. What is gamule? What is gamule? It is a mass of cells. What is it? It is a mass of cells enclosed within a envelope. It is a mass of cells enclosed within a envelope, which is enclosed within an envelope which is rich in food, and that particular mass of cells will further germinate into a new plant. Is called a gamule. What is gamule? It is a mass of cells enclosed within an envelope which is rich in food. And furthermore, when the favorable conditions arrive, these cells germinate into a new plant. So that is the gamule formation for you. Examples are a spongilla. A spongilla, that is the freshwater sponge. A sponge. That is the freshwater sponge. And there are a few marine sponges also. So we have found here how does internal budding takes place in gamules, via gamules in sponges. Okay, it is the micropylar end, it is the outer membrane, it is the inner membrane. What is gamule? It is a mass of cells that are enclosed within an envelope which is rich in food, and when the favorable conditions arrived, all the cells move to the micropyle and develop into an adult, and they are capable of carrying out all the necessary functions that are required for life. So we have studied about fission, budding, sporulation. Let's discuss sporulation also. Fragmentation a bit, and regeneration also. We have discussed these things in class 11 also. What happens under sporulation? Sometimes what happens, as a result of multiple fission, several daughter cells are developed, but all these daughter cells, before they are released from parents, they are surrounded by resistant coats. Sometimes what happens, the products of multiple fission, before they are released from parents, before they get released from parents, they are surrounded by resistant coats or resistant covering. This process is known as sporulation, and the encysted products, the products which are inside the cover, are known as spores. It is the spore formation, it is the fastest method of reproduction. Sporulation is the fastest method of reproduction, and it also helps to overcome unfavorable conditions. It is mainly found in Monera, Protista, and amoeba. Sometimes what happens, due to multiple fission, a number of daughter cells are produced. But as the conditions are not favorable, they develop covering or resistant coats around them. And when the conditions are favorable, what happens? They come out of that particular coating and develop into an individual organism. So that this particular process is known as sporulation, and as a result of sporulation, spores are formed. So sporulation is the fastest method of reproduction, and it has also an advantage. What is that particular advantage? That it helps to overcome unfavorable condition. When the conditions are not according to the liking, it helps to overcome them. It is generally found in Monera, Protista, and amoeba. Fragmentation, it is generally found in sponges, sea anemones, Spirogyra. What happens during fragmentation? The parent body divides into very many fragments or pieces, and each fragment or piece develops into an fully developed organism. What happens during fragmentation? The parent body divides into many fragments or pieces or parts, and each part develops simultaneously into a fully grown organism. What happens into generation? If an organism loses its body part, that body part regenerates. What happened? We had discussed about planaria in class 11. If we cut planaria into several pieces, what will happen? Each particular piece will develop into a fully grown organism. So that's all for today. If you find my video interesting, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. We will continue the third lecture afterwards. Till then, have a nice day.